Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be replacing the fan inducer motor in my Trane XV90 furnace. I've had this furnace for over 20 years now and I keep it running, and I'm a pretty good parts swapper. And while I'm not an HVAC guy, know that you are doing this at your own risk and such, right? I've done this for years. I haven't died yet, so I'm going to keep doing it this way. All you're going to need is like some kind of socket set, because there's 5/16 bolts basically that hold that in. Some silicone for the gasket maker. I use the high temp kind since we're dealing with hotter temperatures, and your inducer motor. And I located my inducer motor type by the model number and part number on mine, and you can do that the same on yours. Just look for the model number, do a search on that, and you should be able to find a unit intact. Now these fail, you'll usually hear whining noise or louder noises coming from the furnace itself, and if you put your ear closer to the exhaust vent, I'll call it the exhaust pipe, you'll hear it. And these bearings in here, I think, they wear out. I'm going to take my old one apart, not in this video but in a future video, and see if we can come to the conclusion on why they fail. Another thing, I always keep a spare one of these around, because when I went to order this one, it took about a week to show up when you order it online, and it already comes, if you get the right model, it already comes with the proper connector. It's a pretty easy swap, so keep that in mind. I usually have a spare on hand, swap it out when I need to. People say there's a gasket that goes here, and maybe there is. Mine never had one. It always had silicone in here. There's a pipe on the inside that this mates up to, and it fits in this little notch in this circle. So I'm just going to put silicone right here and make sure I get a good seal when we put that together. You don't need much, just enough that they'll stick together and not leak air. Okay guys, there's the noise. That's the exhaust portion. I guess I need a finger. The exhaust portion there. You can hear that rumbly growling sound. So first thing I do is I turn off my furnace, and then we'll get the covers off and get started. Oh, by the way, I have my RTV on there coated in that slot. You don't need a lot, just about that much. Okay guys, the cover is off. There is a screw here, and then 3 screws around. Let me get you in there and you can take a look. And then 3 screws, which are 5/16 kind of. There's one there, one down here. It's going to be hard for you to see, and then one over there. We will take off the sensors and stuff and transfer that over that's on the motor, but it should be super quick, super easy to do. There's our plug, which is the same as our new motor. And like I said, it's easier if you get all that in there quickly. Now I am going to be stepping in front of you to get this stuff out. I don't have a lot of room here, so bear with me. But that is the gist of what needs to be done. And there are a couple of clips on the side of this wiring harness, I'll call it. You press those in and then pull that out. And now the motor wiring is free. We're going to go ahead and unplug these 2 wires here. Now those don't need to be in any certain order I have found. They can be mixed up. It's just there to make a circuit complete. And then we're going to go ahead and unscrew this to loosen this clamp. Oh, there is one more connection I forgot to show you. On the very bottom, right down there, there's a hose clamp and that little hose coming out that goes into the drain. We're going to need a set of pliers to take that, pull that back, and then pull the hose off of it. It's the drain portion of the fan, and then we'll be able to get that out. And obviously the reassembly of this is just the reverse. There's the hose clamp. And there's the 3 screws holding on. I think I got them loose enough. We'll see. We're going to pull this drain hose off. The hose is off. And then we're going to pull this out. Try not to drop our screws. There's 2 that fell. 3. Okay, there we go. Good, we didn't lose anything. Now we're going to go ahead and take these 2 screws out and transfer that over to the new motor. Okay guys, I have this transferred over to the new motor, and these are just little self-tapping screws. There's a little tiny like felt gasket on the back. I just transferred all that over, and I think this is just looking forward to make sure this thing doesn't get too hot, and then it will shut down the furnace. So you just tighten that in. Pretty easy. It's like a, I guess that's not felt, that's like a fiberglass, so you know, be careful, it'll make you itchy. So now we're ready to put this back in. Here's an up close of what you're looking at. This is the drain where it goes. These are the screws where those start in. I'm gonna go ahead and pick my screws out of here, because the hardest screw probably to line up is this bottom one. Here you can see some leftover silicone in here. You can see what it looked like when it came from the factory. It's just another high temp silicone that they used. So now, sorry, I don't have much room to get in here. We're gonna go ahead and just pick that off, and we're gonna try not to mess with the silicone on the back. Get this kind of slid in. We're not touching the back yet that I can tell. There we go. Then we're gonna, oh, look at that, we're right in there. Okay. Oh, you know what? Look what I'm missing. I'm missing my clamp. So we're gonna pull that back off. Our gasket's still good. And we're gonna find where our clamp went. Found our clamp, it was on the old motor. So we're gonna set that on there. And then we're gonna work this back into place again. Alright, I think we're lined up right there. I'm going to take a screw, and I'm going to see if I can get this started. And I'll take another screw. Now, another word of warning. There's a lot of sharp edges inside these furnaces, so you're going to want to be careful you don't cut your hands. Maybe wear some no-cut gloves, something like that. We have been having crazy cold temperatures lately. I'm sure you probably have been experiencing the same. So that's another reason why I keep spare parts to my furnace on hand. Okay, I'm gonna need a little help starting this one. Okay, our motor is in and mounted. Let's go ahead and put our clamp, tighten our clamp back down. All right, we're good tight there. We're going to go ahead and plug our sensor wires back in. And then we're going to go ahead and put our motor plug back in. Hey guys, Future Rick here. I realized as I just went up to upload this footage, I forgot to put the drain back on. So don't forget to put your drain back on. Putting it on right now, I'm going to put that clamp on. And there we go, guys. You just slide it in. Be careful, this is a sharp edge. Slide it in, put the clamp back on with a pair of pliers. Super simple. But yeah, if you don't remember to do that, you're going to get water. Eventually, probably in a couple days, you'll have water flood all the way down on your circuit board, and that would be bad news. So don't forget that one. And then we're going to double check our connections to the, that's good. That's good. And that's good. And that's all there is to it, guys. Let's go ahead and put the covers back on, flip the power back on, and hopefully it's not going to be loud. Here's something. We're going to go ahead in another video. I think we're going to take a look at this. The motor's warm. It's been running a lot. It's warm. And see if we can find a bearing failure in here, maybe. You can hear some noise in it. You hear that? There is some noise in that. So, all right, let's get it buttoned back up, turn it back on, and see how it sounds. Oh, one more tip. If you get a bunch of water coming out when you remove that drain, check out my video on unclogging your drain. It's down here in the lower part. Super common, easy fix. All right, guys, let's turn it on. See how it goes. Oh yeah, that sounds much better. Wow, much quieter. It just lit. And we're running. We're off to the races. I'm calling this one good, guys. It's super simple fix. If you have the mechanical ability, and you know, if you have carbon monoxide detectors in your house, definitely you're going to want to do that. You know, you're going to be alerted if something goes wrong here. But I've done this a few times. I'm not saying you should do it. I take care of my furnace. It takes care of me. And that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time.